Hello everyone. So my students always want to know how to quickly win out of the opening, and I think I have a perfect opening for how to do that. The opening that I'll be showing today is called the Blackburne Shilling Gambit. It's named after Joseph Blackburne, who was one of the top players in the 19th century. The first time this opening actually got a lot of views and a lot of clicks and a lot of people learned about it was by Wilhelm Steinitz, who at the time was a world champion, wrote a book about it in his book called the Modern Chess Instructor. Let's take a look at the opening. This opening is a trap from Black's perspective, and it comes out from the Italian opening. And so here's what happens. White plays e4. Black just responds with e5. White develops, attacking the pawn on e5. Black's going to play knight c6, defending the pawn. Black plays bishop c4. This is what's called the Italian game. Now, the top recommendations usually by people is to play either bishop to c5 or knight f6. These are the top moves. But to play the Blackburne Shilling Gambit, you need to play the move knight d4. At first glance, this move is very dubious. You're moving the same piece twice in the opening, which is almost always a big no-no. And it seems that you're just simply hanging this pawn. However, taking this pawn on e5 gives Black a winning position. You can start with the move queen g5. And it seems that we're just blundering more because now White is able to do a fork on the queen and rook. But here Black is able to take this pawn, hitting the rook. If the rook moves, then we can take the pawn here. So we're hitting the king. Now, you don't want to block with your queen because we just take it. And if you block with the bishop, then this is checkmate. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be all that simple. If we play queen g5 in this position, and our opponent takes on f7, then we go queen g2. But if they play knight g4, trying to block our ability to take this pawn, then Black can create a double attack and a discovered attack in this position. The move d5 both simultaneously attacks the bishop on c4 and hits the knight on g4. And by doing so, Black will win a piece. If they take on f7 with the bishop, we could just sidestep with our king. The knight is now hanging, and we're going for the same trick as before. The best way to avoid this trick at all, if you're playing with the white pieces, is to simply take the knight. And by doing so, you're giving your opponent double d-pawns, and you have a huge lead in development because White can just simply castle, and they have a huge advantage. This is why you'll never see any of the top players playing anything even close to this. However, if you're a beginner starting out, or even if you're a novice and you have some experience, this move is a good way to surprise people, and it usually comes across as a blunder of a pawn. I recommend trying this out and seeing which one of your opponents will fall for this trap. Okay, so there you go. A pretty simple opening trap. And let me know how you do with it. Some people have success with it, while others, not so much. If your opponent doesn't fall for the opening trick, then Black gets a really bad position. But if they do, Black is able to win the game right away. Best of luck to you, and let me know how you do in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Bye.